Now you're in your rich activities. Is Saweetie single?
Doesn't everybody want to know that?
Yeah.
You got to pay me for that answer.
Oh my God.
Her.
Saweetie, you ain't single.
Listen.
Yeah, she is single.
You are not single.
She's definitely single.
I'm married to the game, baby.
Man, I be seeing you on the blog. You don't look single.
Are you single?
She married to the game, bro.
Huh?
What does a guy have to do to get Saweetie's attention?
Humor. Make me laugh.
And take you? Are you a foodie? Like I'm assuming.
Big foodie.
Okay.
I'm not the, perhaps a salad, perhaps not.
Perhaps not.
Word with me, yeah, you know BT. Know how it go, shout out OCT. No real cap, call out what we see. Whole game ready, baller blitz on 3. No, you can't stand on your own 2 feet. I already know you can't ball with me. Cause I brought up with the squad in me. They get a letter, they calling me. BallerAlert. 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 BallerAlert.
Reporting live from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to the BallerAlert Show. I go by the name of Ferrari Simmons.
I go by the name, you know, BT.
CT, what that?
Saweetie in the building.
Hey! She came in here icy too.
I loving the hat.
Thank
the
you.
boots match, even though they can't see the boots.
Thank you.
Smells amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How you doing? Welcome
I'm good.
to Atlanta.
I like your introduction.
Yeah. How's Saweetie doing right now?
You know when you work so much, you just go on like autopilot.
Yeah.
I think we've been working for like 3 months straight.
New single out is fire.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Nani. Nice little routine. Did you choreograph that?
Yeah, I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because you getting it. You was getting it in the video, getting it on the mountains.
No, I didn't. Shout out to Cortland.
She was about to be watching this and be like, "Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, you did?"
I'm loving the nails. The nails has always been on point. Can you show them for the camera real quick?
I've
Those are
always
fire.
been a nail girl.
Those are fire.
Thank you.
Do you have like a nail person that you fly out or?
I've been using the same person for 5-6 years. Her name's Tamika.
One
Okay.
time for Tamika.
Everybody getting shout outs on the show.
Now, do they come to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she got the
Boss,
hookup.
big boss.
Okay.
Could we take it?
Go ahead.
Can we take it back?
Let's do it.
Now, originally, where is Saweetie from?
The Bay.
The Bay. One time for the Bay. And how was it for Saweetie growing up? Like, who were you as a kid?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like my whole life, I've always like a common theme is like duality. I grew up biracial. I went to 2 different colleges. I grew up in 2 different households. So I've always just had to find like a balance. But growing up in the Bay Area, like being like Black and Asian or just mixed, it's really common. But I think that I was the first grandchild to be mixed, and I was the first on both sides.
On both sides. Now, who's Black, Dad or?
My dad.
Okay.
And I think that there needs to be more conversation between like the clash of cultures.
Yeah.
Because what's always appropriate at this household may not fly in this household. So as a child, I struggled with that. But then I did learn that you have to respect, both groups based on their morals and their values. However, sometimes you have to kind of like code switch sometimes.
When you say it was like a little challenging, was it more so on your mom's side that was challenging or your father?
I would just say both sides. I feel like both households had different rules, but I'm more so talking about like my grandparents' house.
Yeah.
Because my grandparents were always babysitting me, and my parents was like out working a lot. But so my Filipino side, hardcore, traditional. They were immigrants, so it's like the values are very traditional and really strict. And then my dad's side is really different. So
More lax.
but also my grandparents were pastors. So then,
So what pop side?
so then they're strict in their own way. But then at my dad's house, my dad in the streets. So it's like there's no rules at his household. And then my mom, she's just a tiger mom because she's Asian. And so I was like trying to balance like 4 different households and
That sounds like a lot.
What I could do and what I can't do in these environments.
What's a tiger mom?
A tiger mom is often described as a mom who wants the best for their child, so she pushes them. Like you're pressured to get straight A's. A B is not acceptable. Just always pushing their child to like do their best, especially like in academics.
Did you get straight A's?
I did.
Did you have any siblings?
So my dad had 3 kids 11 years later. with another woman.
Okay, but just for your parents, you're the only child.
I'm the only child between them.
Oh wow! Did you have like cousins to play with? Was it lonely growing
I
up?
got hella cousins.
Okay.
I love them.
Okay.
So like at my grandma's house, my dad's mom's house, especially in the summertime, it'd be like 15 of us in there. You know,
Okay.
you know, calling for showers, calling for the couch, trying to like hide the cover so we had a cover at night. You know, it was like growing up in a household full of kids. It's like survival of the fittest.
Okay.
Was it different sides of town too? Like, did you go on one side of town here and then the other side of town?
You know what was so interesting? So both of my grandmothers like lived in Union City, but on different sides of the bridge. Union City is a city in the Bay. So they were like about, 10 minutes away from each other.
Okay.
So just like a car ride around the bridge.
But it wasn't like
bridge.
over here I'm good and over here like I'm not good.
I just feel like at my dad's mom's house, there was never no food because of all the kids. But then at my Filipino side, they always got food over there. So when I would get hungry, I would go to my other grandma's house to eat.
Did they always have like rice ready?
Yes,
Because I had I had a best friend who was Thai and black, and her grandmother always had like a pot of rice at least.
the rice is always ready to go.
Now look, don't get mad at me, friend, but I'm about to ask you a question. Now, whose food was better?
Oh, you about to get in trouble.
No, I can't decide, to be honest with
Because
you.
both people throwing down on these sides as you talking
No,
about.
both
dog.
of my grandmas can throw down. Like throw down,
If
down,
you
down,
had
down,
to
down.
choose though.
Well, my favorite food is Filipino food.
Okay, there you go.
But I can't say that someone's cooking is better than the other.
He trying to start a rift in your family.
Oh no.
No.
No, they both equally good. I'm gonna just clarify that.
Okay.
But you know, with you having like you said, the two sides you were going from back and forth, is that what brought in your palate? Because you have a wide palate.
Oh no, so let me tell
Pause.
you something. Well,
Wait, did you say?
She has a wide palate.
a palate. So I feel like my palate comes from, I was like the taste tester.
Oh,
For what my grandparents were cooking. So, you know, Filipino food is foreign food. And then my grandma and on my other side, they get down in the kitchen too, and they make their own concoctions. Actually, it's really funny. My papa will like save food from like a couple months ago, reheat it up.
Oh, I'm Caribbean. My folks do that.
And then
Nah, that's crazy.
but
that's
freeze
crazy.
But freeze it, reheat it up, and then throw some extra stuff in it to make it like good. And then he'll be like, "Oh, baby, you want some of this?" And my grandma be like, "Baby, don't you eat that?" That's like from 6 months ago.
and you be like, yeah,
you would
go
eat
ahead,
that
bring it to
food?
me.
My mom
as
does
a
that for
kid-
Thanksgiving.
as a
I've never heard of that before.
As a kid, that's how he would. Well, he still does it, but that's how he would save the
And
leftovers.
he's perfectly fine,
And-
isn't he?
Yes, he is.
See?
And then he would reheat it, make a couple concoctions. So like I tasted
Yo,
everything
look at my
as a
face.
kid.
I don't even eat food from 2 days later.
Well, you put it in the freezer, it'll last for a long time.
You
though.
put like you make a pot of greens, you can freeze those and then reheat them later
Man,
on.
I'm not finna.
My mom made
mom did
rice and
that.
beans. My mom's from Barbados.
Okay.
She Thanksgiving she made some rice and beans and she put it in the freezer and it stayed and she heated that shit up. My bad, damn. We on TV.
Mama Rari, make sure you let me know which one has been in the freezer.
Anyway, it's even. Your name, Saweetie. It's not Sweetie.
No, it's Saweetie.
Did your
So
grandma
easy.
gave you that or?
Yeah, so it was like a family nickname, and then it stuck because I had put it on my MySpace, and my MySpace was like really popping, like hella popping. Like I had all the codes, all the layouts,
Who was in your top 8?
all my friends,
Okay,
my homegirls. But it had become so big that like people would like see me walk in from like the bus stop. They see me at like a gas station. They see me like walking to school, and they'd pull over and be like, "Are you Sweetie?" So it's just like my page was so big that people thought that was my name.
So
Why that though? Not
Why
Sweetie.
Saweetie?
Because when I was typing it in on MySpace, I was like, "Sweetie look too sweet. You gotta put a little flavor in it."
Okay.
So I put the A between the S and the W.
Period.
And then to solidify it, my other mom, the woman that my dad is currently with,
Okay.
she got me my first nameplate that says Saweetie
Aw.
for my first day of my sophomore year in school. So it just like solidified everything.
So
I was
you
coming
was
to
lit.
school, yes.
Yeah.
So like it just really like just made everything permanent after that.
So you were in college.
I was about to ask that. Good shit.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So you were in college. What were you studying?
So I went in to do psychology.
Okay.
That goes with music.
Why?
No, but listen. On the first day of school, we got that syllabus.
He's like, you know what? I got to go.
Yeah.
Major change.
No, let me tell you, I literally got up like 10 minutes into class and I said, I'm going to like the administration office.
You dropped the class.
I said, oh, hell no. So then I was talking to my administrative counselor, and she basically just told me to take a whole bunch of electives. And within those electives, one of the classes that I really enjoyed was my communication course. So that's what made me want to study communication, because of the elective that I chose.
Okay.
And what college was this?
Yep. So this was at San Diego State, and then I transferred to the University of Southern California.
Because ain't no way that you wasn't going to school with your family. Like you said, your mom was a Tiger mom, and she believes in that schooling. So
you had to go to college?
I think it was a combination between her pressuring me and then me just wanting to get out of Sacramento.
Now, how was your college experience?
San Diego State was really fun, and I didn't really understand the consequence of being a transfer until I was a transfer.
Because you lose credits or...
Not only that, but you just lose like the incoming freshman connection that you created with the peers that you come in with. And at USC, it took me like a minute to like create, friendships on campus. But at San Diego State, like I was dancing for the school. I was like the face of the student store. So I was really like integrated into the school's culture, and I really missed that when I transferred over to USC.
Why did you transfer? Why did you want to?
To be in an A-market city.
Okay.
Oh, you wanted to be in LA?
Yeah, I wanted to be in LA. I thought that, I was going to get discovered right away,
Because you're doing music also, correct?
Well, I'm posting my raps on my Instagram.
Gotcha. How many followers did you have at the time?
I've always had a lot of followers. I've always been heavy into like social media and the aesthetics. So I've always just had like before the music, it was like a brand following. Like girls just fucked with like the vibe.
But then, when you drop Can't Style, Won't Style, yeah, go out, that's that famous, that's a classic freestyle.
Yeah, you did that.
Instantly, did your world change?
No, it did. But it changed after the music video.
Okay.
I was so taken aback with how much coverage I got, because I dropped this without a publicist, without backing, without a label, without management. It was just fresh out the gate. Yeah. So I think that at the beginning of my career, I was kind of just thrown into the industry quickly.
I'm very impressed, with what you've done and what you were able to do and create for yourself. Even today, I know we're going to get to more of your accolades, but I just want to say I'm very proud of what you are doing. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a young black girl out here, you're very intelligent, very smart. And I think that needs to be, said and shined on, because a lot of people look at, certain people nowadays and they don't really, or they, like you said, they see the aesthetic, but, you really are putting in the work mentally to get to where you're going.
Thank you.
I had an argument about you the other day, and I was saying Saweetie really put up some points on the scoreboard. Like, you had some number ones, and they were really, really big. But we're going to get into that.
Yeah, we're going to get into it.
So you put out the song, you put out the video. What happens next?
I had several meetings at different labels.
Okay. Did they just, how did they find you?
You get flued out, friend?
Surprisingly, all my meetings were in LA.
Oh, okay.
So you did
LA.
Yeah, you did make the right decision, I guess, moving. You had to go far.
Yeah, but this was like 2 years after I graduated from college. Okay. Yeah, I struggled for like 2 years in LA. But
how was the struggle? We can talk about the struggle too, because a lot of people.
The struggle is always real, man.
I worked like a lot of odd jobs.
Where does Saweetie work? That people would be like, what?
I was a receptionist. I was a waitress at a strip club. I was an ambassador for like Craigslist events. Like, hey, come help us with this pop-up shop. And like the people who help solicit at public areas. But interestingly, that helped me with like my people skills. Because when you're constantly being thrown into like different environments with new people, you have to like accommodate really fast. You have to adapt. So it helped me. But I remember like every time I would like pay my rent, my account would go back down to like $20 or like $40. Whew. And I was like, bitch. It's real. And that because like my aesthetic was always just like, I've always wanted to be a rich bitch. Like ever since I was a kid, that's what I aspired to be. I like the diamonds, the furs. I love the boss bitches out there, so shout out to them. And I was like, this is not what we planned, friend.
Yeah.
So I look myself in the mirror. That's why in Icy Girl I say, look it in the mirror, I thank God for what I'm about to be. Like, I was broke as fuck when I wrote that. And I was like, we have to give yourself a deadline. And I always tell people who I give advice to, give yourself a deadline, because if you do that, you're able to keep track of like what you're doing. So I gave myself a year to make it in LA. And if I didn't make it, I was gonna go home and at least be comfortable and stack my money up and move back to LA. On my 9th month, I got discovered.
That does work though. When you give yourself a deadline, I know it does
We know
work.
that personally.
And I'm glad you're sharing these things with people, because I feel like how it looked on the outside, it looked like it just happened really fast. But the things that you're saying would make someone say, wow, I didn't know she had to do that. I didn't know she had to work these jobs. I didn't know how to do that. It kind of makes it a little bit more human.
So when did the check come where you can say, well, you can exhale a little bit? When did that big check come? Is that when you signed? Did you get an advance, or?
Because you always was on Warner, correct? You decided to go
I
with Warner.
was on Warner, but before that, I was an influencer for like weave companies and clothing companies.
Wow.
So because Icy Girl was like new and hot, it had put the attention, like that helped me get my first like low key, low hanging fruit like brand deals.
Okay.
Like that was the first time I had a couple thousand in my bank account. I just had to like post my picture and they would pay me.
Oh, okay.
So that $20 turned into a couple $1,000.
Yeah,
Are you getting some shows or anything like that? Because the song was doing really
My
good.
first show was in Istanbul, Turkey.
Wow. How much they pay you?
Wait.
Yes.
You
Istanbul,
got an inquiry?
Turkey?
Istanbul. Yes,
In
Istanbul.
Turkey?
Yes.
All the way over there?
All the way over there. And
Did you have a passport?
And and I sat in the middle seat.
The whole flight?
Is it real?
Like, I'm not doing this again.
Listen, I got to know how much they paid you.
$10K.
Okay.
I would have sat in the middle seat too.
Yeah. I said, how much? Oh, we going.
Listen, one thing about a cancer.
No.
Okay.
Listen, one thing about a cancer is we get real uncomfortable when we ain't got no money.
Right.
So it's like when it's time to get
Leo's
that check.
too. Leo's too.
when it's-
Yeah.
When
Leo too.
But when it's time to get that check, we finna get it. It's just
No,
like,
I
all right,
said I
I'll
would've-
sit in the middle seat. I
I
gotta
would've
do what
sat in
I
the middle.
gotta
So what y'all
do.
need me on side of the plane to get that 10,000? I was gonna be on the plane like this on the way.
Oh, yeah,
So
it
was
a
that the
no-brainer.
time that you maybe got a little bit of an exhale? When you
Yes.
got that?
Yes.
Okay.
Came back that 10 bands in LA. You like, hey man, that
Were you
$20.
motivated? Did that motivate you to keep going?
Absolutely. But then after that, I had got my contract.
Okay.
But my contract wasn't like one of those flashy contracts. It was enough for me, but it wasn't like, you know how some people like break the bank and get like
They
those
said I
really big
signed $1
deals.
million deal.
What
Yeah.
made you go with Warner out of all the labels?
To be honest, I don't remember why. I can just remember how I felt in those meetings. So I kind of like just followed like my feelings.
Energy.
Okay.
Man,
Did you have a
energy.
manager at the time?
An unofficial manager, I did.
You like just sit right here and just act like you know what you're doing.
No, it was somebody who was trying to like help me like navigate.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're gonna navigate to a break real quick, man. We got Saweetie right here on the BallerAlert show, right here on Revolt. We'll be right back.
Hey, what's up? It's Saweetie with the BallerAlert show right here on Revolt.
Back with more of the BallerAlert show. We got Saweetie in the building. We having such a good time.
Yeah.
We're here having a great
Yeah,
conversation.
I love this. I love
this
the
conversation.
humble beginnings to now just to know who you are. I want to talk about the mental space, you know, and the mental health of Saweetie back in those times and to now. How were you calling your mom, like, you know, sometimes like, hey, help me get through this day? Like, how did you stay mentally sound, you know, through the broke times to on your rich girl journey?
I would say prayer. Like I said, my grandparents were pastors, so I was in the church like Sunday through Sunday. So that's always like my first go-to. I would call my grandmother a lot.
Would she pray on the phone with you?
Yeah, she would pray for me. And then books. Like one of my favorite books is The Alchemist.
Really?
Me too.
That's
You read it every year?
I read it, interestingly, I read it in every stage of my life. And every time I read it, I pick up something different.
Me too. Yeah.
I was gonna say, so now your personal life, I know you know Saweetie is never alone. Were you ever in a relationship at these times, and did it go away because, hey man, I gotta focus on this right now?
And no, I was so disgusted with myself, I didn't want to date.
Okay, so you weren't dating anybody.
And I was one of those, I'm one of those people where if I'm down bad, especially like financially, and I'm not where I'm at, where I want to be in my career, I don't want to talk to nobody.
Where does that come from? Did Pops or anybody say, hey man?
I think that's just how I innately felt at the time.
Okay.
Like I didn't want to date. Like what do I have to offer?
Okay.
Like I wanted to get myself together.
That's interesting.
And that's big on you saying that because, you know, some people would just date and just be toxic.
Oh no.
Or you in LA, some people would just try to find somebody out there that could, help them.
No, I think that's a cancer trait too. Cause
Come on,
you
I know
just,
that's right.
Like I said, when you don't have any money or if you don't feel like you are who you want to be, you just kind of retreat to your shell a little bit, and then you like, I'm gonna come out when I feel confident.
So that leads me to my next question. So when do you start feeling comfortable enough within yourself to be open to that? Not saying that you're going to do it, but to be open to that. When did that part happen in your life?
I felt like I was able to become comfortable with myself after I got my deal, and after I was able to like pay off my student loans. I was able to.
So you paid yours off. I just let mine slide.
I was about to say, you didn't wait on Biden?
Man, I was scared because I think how my loans was set up, like after a certain amount of years, I would start to get what do you
Get
call
the money
it?
taken out your account.
No,
No, you get the
what is
letters?
it called?
Sally Mae?
No.
Create interest?
Yeah, create interest.
Gotcha.
After a certain amount of years, my loan would have created interest. So I wanted to pay mine off before it did that.
You went to USC, so I'm pretty sure that tuition was high as hell.
Man.
So you know what's hella crazy? And I think that this was so effed up.
Uh-oh.
You see how I ain't cussed.
Yeah, good job.
So when I had transferred to USC, because of my grades, I was covered fully.
Okay.
Because I forgot what I had applied for, but my tuition was covered. However, each year after that, tuition would raise, but my expenses were capped at this amount. So it's just like, although my tuition was covered the first year, I spent 3 more years in college after that. I had to
just go up, so you accrued extra.
I had to take out more money to cover the remainder of the balance.
The loans.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you never got a scholarship or anything, because then you run track?
I played volleyball.
Volleyball?
Yeah,
okay.
but I had got a full ride scholarship to the D2 schools in the Midwest.
You didn't want to go there.
And I wanted to be in the city, but in hindsight, I do wish I would have at least tried it because I miss sports so much.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Sports really instilled my how I work.
Okay.
And how I work with people.
You ever want to consider doing, starting a league or anything like that and later on?
I would consider sponsoring volleyball girls. Yeah. Maybe not creating a league, but just endorsing them, because my senior year of college, we couldn't afford the sports package for my senior year. And, my coach loved me dearly, but he was like, if you can't pay this, you can't play. So I stood in front of a bank for 8 hours and raised the money and then paid off.
Really?
Yeah, and paid off my my senior year fee, whatever that was.
How did you, what was you doing in front of the bank?
I had on my volleyball t-shirt. I was in front of Chase Bank, and it was hella hot outside. But I came out there at 8 a.m., and I basically just asked for money from quarters to $50 bills.
Wow, like people do now.
You got that. That's what's
Well,
up.
I don't believe them now.
He said
People
he'll
do
believe
that
people
now, but
holding the
he
signs
don't
up.
believe- he don't give him money.
I think back in the day that worked, but I think they scamming now.
I feel
Cause these dudes be looking like they about 6'5" and they 40
But
years
a lot of
old.
them don't have on no uniform either.
That's the Atlanta
Yeah.
Water Boys, bro.
I seen somebody come up to me the other day talking about, yeah, you want to support my football. Boy, you 42. You was not doing no football league.
Yeah.
No, but one thing that I learned that day was I stood in front of a bank, and then I went over to the grocery store to see if it would change. People who are grocery shopping are less likely to donate than people going to the bank, because what are you doing at a bank? You're going to get money. So it was a quick lesson learned, but I was like, I never doing this again. But if you are out trying to sell something, I recommend standing in front of a bank than any other place.
Okay.
And was
Now,
you out there
nowadays, you gotta
by
be careful
yourself, or did you have your parents with you?
I was by myself. I was like, I'm gonna go get this money.
Wow, you was thugging it, man. I love it. I respect it. I respect your hustle.
Yeah, I was about to say I respect the hustle too.
All right, so graduating college, I know that was a big deal for you. Was it a big deal? Did everybody come down for it?
Yeah.
Did you walk across the stage?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Did you also feel that pressure to, as a kid, I need to do this for my parents?
To finish? Were you pressurized to finish?
I think not necessarily to finish, but to get good grades. Because I'm just if I'm
So
not
you had
getting
good grades in college too?
Yes,
What was your GPA?
3.6,
Wow. That's great in college, man.
She's just
Hey, you was taking out loans?
and I was taking out loans.
Biden, come on, man. Y'all got to reimburse her. Y'all
No, she probably paid it off now.
No, because for me, the scholarships would be like $1,500. I don't want to be writing a whole bunch of essays for $1,500.
Yeah, that's a lot of essays you got to write.
Yeah.
Right.
I do think too the volleyball lane would be a popping lane for you because I don't really see any celebrities talking about volleyball, bringing it like almost like the WNBA. Like everyone's talking about it now. If I see volleyball on TV, I'll stop and watch it because I actually think it's actually a very complex sport, and it's a very team related sport. You need each other out there in order to get that ball over to us. So you got to communicate.
Almost you coach.
The coordination and hitting the ball and making sure.
Is he talking about? Okay.
And it's a setup. You get the person. You got to have someone that's like a setup person.
You dated a volleyball player?
My daughter played.
Oh, okay.
But I say I will watch it though.
Yeah.
But like watching it on TV, it's the ultimate team sport if you're watching volleyball.
But speaking about that team sport and that being your background, did you go into that business-wise when you were at Warner and how everybody plays a team and communication with, did you have a plan on how you wanted things done and then they backed you, or how did that work?
I'm a very visual person. So when it comes to like presenting, I like to have my mood boards. I like to write everything out and then I present it. But when it comes to just having a background in sports, I prefer to work with people who play sports because they tend to have a higher like emotional intelligence. They just have a better skill set when it comes to communication, and they're less ego driven. They understand that like we're a team and we're all working for like the greater good and the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Was anybody on the label from sports, or did you pick, hey, I want to work with this A&R, I want to do X, Y, Z?
Not necessarily with the label, but with like my internal team.
Okay.
Like management or like the creatives that I hire around me. I'm always like curious to see if you play the sport.
Now, how hard it is to get the labels behind you? Because I seen when you released your new song, you told the label, open that budget.
I actually even backed that up, and I said later on in the comments I said they should definitely open the budget.
Rory was definitely talking.
You probably don't know this, but I worked at Warner for 8 months last year.
Wait, did I meet you?
One time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so 8 months I was there last year, and of course you were one of the main
priority.
people, the priority. So birthday, all those records, like So I had a dope moment just seeing your music and hearing your music and stuff like that. So I just say that to say this 90 record, and I know we'll probably take a break and come back with it. This is a very good record for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's do that right now. Take a break. We'll be right back with more Saweetie on the BallerAlert Show.
Hey, what's up? It's Saweetie with the BallerAlert Show right here on Revolt.
Back with more of the BallerAlert Show. We got Saweetie in the building.
Yeah.
We're over here talking about that new record and the label, opening up that budget. So when you put the record out, right?
90 is the record.
Nani.
Yes.
What?
Who is Nani?
Huh?
Who is Nani? What is Nani?
Nani is a feeling.
Oh, okay. Someone makes you feel like Nani?
Nani is just like a main character energy. Like, oh, she
Main
got
character.
that Nani.
Oh.
Hey, so you be on point with her stuff, boy.
She's so cool, ain't she?
Okay.
Oh, but look, y'all to sidetrack me. So
My bad.
when you released the record with, was you expecting this positive response? Like,
No. I feel like every time I've released a record, like even with like my big records, like Tap In, My Type, Best Friend, I've always just had it's like almost, how do I say this? It's like cool to like troll me. So for every release date, like someone will come up with like a false narrative or a way to like troll me on my release date. So I used to like get really nervous for like my release dates, but eventually like you become like desensitized to internet culture. However, for this release, I was really shocked by all the positivity, and I was really grateful for it because I've never experienced that much love on like a release day.
yeah, everybody was like, this is the one.
I do want to rewind just quickly and to stay on topic, because My Type was a very big record for you. Best Friend, I actually used that instrumental on my radio show.
Grammy nominated.
Thank you.
And both of those went number one. Correct me if I'm wrong. 'Cause My Type is like, you're really aggressive in there. Like what was the motivation for My Type? Was you cussing somebody out? Like,
So you want to know?
yeah,
we wanna know.
Was it
So
a guy?
No, My Type was a diss record.
Yes, I felt that. I felt
That's record
that.
to who?
I'm not gonna say.
So it was a diss record to a guy.
Look, I had to change the chorus because I had said it was arranged a different way. But I remember I felt like somebody had played me.
Oh.
So I was like I was saying what my type was because I was like my energy was like, oh, I'm finna be back on the market. Like I'm looking for my type. So yes, you're right.
Oh, I said, no, she cussing somebody out on this song, dog.
That's my type. That's my type.
It originally was. I go new whip, new wrist, right around.
You're mad. You're mad when you're saying that.
But I initially said new whip, Snoop. Right around. New beat.
Damn. You were saying all right. Was this person that you're talking? Okay, well, the motivation for the song, were they popular or were they not popular? Or was something they tried you? Or?
Man, it was such a long time ago. I forgot.
Listen, she like, I'm Saweetie, baby.
This was the next. That was, correct me if I'm wrong. That was after my type came after So Icy, correct?
Yeah, Icy. Yeah.
And then Best Friend came.
Mm-hmm.
The Best Friend is you put me on the Doja Cat. I knew nothing about Doja Cat until Best Friend.
Really?
Wow.
I knew. I'm just saying. I'm a rapper.
Fans now.
But I'm just saying she put me on to Doja. I'm just.
Gotcha.
Guys, I was just telling you.
No, I feel you. Okay. But let's get back to Saweetie. How did you feel to be nominated for a Grammy though?
Facts.
Because now you on another level.
It was surreal.
Yeah.
It was surreal.
When you first got the news, what was it feel like? What?
I don't know. You want to know what's interesting? No one celebrated it.
What?
Nobody. What you mean by
Not
that?
even you?
The label, you mean?
No one celebrated it. I didn't celebrate it. I was working a lot, so I never really took in that moment.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like
We're celebrating it now.
Thank you. I was grateful for it, but I was working so much, and I don't know. It no one really made it a big deal, so I didn't make it a big deal.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, you seem like you've been working a lot, friend.
Because that's an accomplishment.
Thank you.
And do you take time sometimes when you make these big strides in your career? Do you take time to celebrate, or do you just keep going?
Now I'm extra as fuck. No, I really try to practice gratitude. That's one of the first things I practice in the morning because it's just like I don't want to go by life so much to where everything becomes blurred, and I don't appreciate the little things, the medium things, the big things, or just anything. So I try to show my gratitude as much as I can.
No, I like the fact that that you take time out to appreciate the hard work, because I do feel like a lot of times, just us as people in general, everybody's working so much, and a lot of times you don't get the chance to, celebrate the wins, and because a lot of people, they cry about the losses, but we don't celebrate the wins.
Right. And even going to that, I try to remember the girl who was running rooms off of Craigslist, writing down my goals, manifesting, praying, and I'm just like, she would be so happy right now. So you need to celebrate.
Do you? I was gonna say, do you go back to church right now in your adult life?
When I go see my grandparents, yes, and then for the holidays when I'm in LA, I'll go with my cousins and my uncle to a local church.
When you get into the spirit, do you have those reflections of, I came a long way?
Girl, I be shouting. I be speaking in tongues.
Yeah.
What you be putting in the offering table?
A lot.
Do you tithe?
Huh?
Do you tithe?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's why you're so blessed.
Now, what cosign from a big female rapper happened that you was like, oh, snap?
My favorite cosign I've ever gotten was from Cher.
Wow.
We did the Calvin Klein campaign, right?
The Mac campaign.
The Mac campaign.
Yeah. Mac campaign.
I like Cher. When you meet her, you can tell she has a lot of discernment. She's really she a young girl. She ain't aged one bit.
Well, we see now because she's one day naive, right?
Yes.
This isn't.
So Cher gave you a big cosign. That was dope.
Yeah, and she's always just, every time I hit her, she hits me back.
Wow.
She's hella cool. I had dinner at her house after we did that campaign, and she's just full of stories, full of love, full of confidence, full of life.
How do you handle, like you said, it's easy to troll Saweetie. How do you handle criticism?
Girl,
because you're highly criticized.
So literally, when I was going through my spiritual awakening, when I had shaved all my hair off, I was just just reading a lot. And I remember there was a philosophy in this think piece about the matrix that we're in. And basically, like, everybody plays a role. So if you look at, like, a hater or a criticizer as just, like, the bad player and you're the protagonist, it helps you, like, view your life a lot differently, because in every movie, there's a bad guy. Like, none of us is excluded from that. Mm-hmm. So every time somebody comes at me, I'm just like, okay, you're like the opposition in my story.
You the NPC. So you Neo.
Maybe like Trinity.
Okay.
But I feel like we're all Neo in our own stories.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that movie is just so symbolic for just us awakening in the world that we're in.
The Matrix movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when you're able to, like, distinguish the haters as, like, the men in black with the glasses on, it just helps you. It's like a relief. Mm-hmm. Like, that's your job to do that. I understand. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna let you do your job while I do mine.
I feel like celebrities, why do y'all let the comments and the people on the internet make y'all so mad?
Do you read the comments?
You can't make me mad. I'm gonna troll you right back.
Okay. I was gonna say, do you read them?
Do you read the comments?
Sometimes.
You know what? I do read them because I also respond to positivity. I can't help that there might be, like, some hate in between the positivity, but I'm so desensitized because of the amount of hate I receive. So, I mean, it's just one of those moments where your trauma makes you stronger.
But you do know that fans are doing that to get a response. Because
absolutely, because when I'm mentally sparring with them, when they touche and they be like, okay, bitch, like, you're funny. Or, like, we get it. They become a fan.
Or they've been looking to get or they may have been a fan that's been trying to get your attention, say, I love your music, I love what you're doing, and you might never see that. But as soon as they say, oh, I don't like you no more, you gonna be like, well, I don't like you neither. They like, yes, she responded.
Oh, no. I don't respond to all the hate. It's
gotcha.
Like, it's real, like, it has to have a little humor to it. If you just outrightly just disrespectful, I'm just gonna ignore you.
And do you block them, or?
Oh, no.
You just let it move on.
You get a mute. You get a mute. Everybody gets a mute.
You got way too many followers to even.
I was thinking the same thing.
No, I just mute them, because even a block is a response. And I don't like when the haters be like, oh, so and so blocked me. Now you ain't gonna get that from me.
So when you making music, I know you said every release you always get a bunch of hate. Does that kind of mess up, like, the creativity of doing the music, because you like, I got to put some music that's going to make these people in the comments or the internet, actually like it?
I'm really a big fan of alchemy. And I feel like when you're able to, like, transmute negativity into positivity, it could work. Because I remember I got dragged for Tap In, and they was like, oh, Saweetie can't rap. She sounds like a kindergartner. I went back and I wrote Pretty Bitch Freestyle. So I took that hate and I transmuted it into creativity. And then 2 weeks later, I dropped this amazing freestyle on my birthday that's still one of my fan favorites. I think that as long as we, like, use the hate for a better good, we'll be all right.
You also have people that are fans of you with your style, your looks.
I love it.
I think that's a great thing for an artist who has two sets of fans. Mm-hmm. Are we gonna see, like, a career in that field? Because I kind of see that you to me, looks like you're solely music first and only.
I think that once I solidify, like, my music, release my first album, then I'll go into my other outlets of creativity. Okay. But right now it's just this album.
Okay. What's the title of the album?
My movement was Pretty Bitch Music, and that's what I was calling it. But after the body of work is done, I'm going to really sit with it and see if that's what I'm still going to call it.
Is it dropping this year? You don't know?
So you're going to change the name?
Possibly.
What's some other names you got?
I don't know. I don't have the names yet.
I like this hat. What is this called?
I actually shout out to one of my fans. I did an activation hike at Runyon Canyon, and some of them brought me presents, and this was one of them.
Your fans bring the boots too?
No, I already had the boots.
Oh, so it goes with the boots,
It
though.
just matched the boots.
That's fire.
I was really impressed by when I saw you had the deal with McDonald's. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was telling somebody, I was like, man, y'all know Saweetie got a deal with McDonald's. Like, that's a big deal. Mm-hmm. How did you get that?
From going live and being authentically me and eating crazy. And what's crazy is people would, like, drag me for how I ate, but then how I ate is how I got that brand deal.
So McDonald's, they just reached out to you and they was like, hey, we want to, do a partnership deal with you or something like that?
So they were gearing up for a campaign, and someone had sent all the live videos of me really enjoying like my
Food.
McDonald's meals. So that's why they had one with me.
But you've had a lot of big deals. I mean, from McDonald's, Hidden Valley Ranch, like Hidden Valley Ranch, they had Crocs that you were a part of. You had Pretty Little Thing, like we said, the Mac campaign, Calvin Klein champions. You know, do they reach out to you through your management or?
I'm through my agency.
Okay, so you're signed with an agency.
Yes.
Okay. How did you acquire that? Just on the internet or just?
My manager helped me.
Is that something that you said to her? Hey, I want to do that too, or?
I've been with my management team for about a year, and we were going through like every facet of my business, and one of those was the agency. So I had met up with these people, and we're about 3 months in. But we have some exciting things coming up.
Well, another exciting thing that I was excited to see you a part of was BMF season 3, and you got your acting bag in.
You were trending for that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was that experience like?
It was nice. I really enjoy being on other creative sets because it's not pressure on me to like run and dictate everything, and I really enjoy seeing someone else's vision come to life.
You want to do more acting?
Absolutely.
You just gonna keep taking it to the top. I love it.
Yeah, so you doing a lot. You doing a lot of things: acting, music,
Video with Lil Duval, Activities.
Activities. Oh, I love that.
Wait, who was in that?
so
That was you in that video?
No, that was not me.
Oh, I swear I thought that was you in that video.
No, I thought that wasn't me.
Okay.
Her booty look nice though.
Period.
Now you're in your rich activities. Is Saweetie single?
Doesn't everybody want to know that?
Yeah.
You gotta pay me for that answer.
Oh my God.
Her.
Sweetie, you ain't single.
Yes, she is single.
You are not single.
She's definitely single.
I'm married to the game, baby.
Man, I be seeing you on the blogs. You don't look single.
Are you single?
She married to the game, bro.
Huh?
She's married to the game.
Boy.
Sweetie,
What does a guy have to do to get Sweetie's attention?
Humor. Make me laugh.
Make you laugh.
Yeah.
And take you. Are you a foodie? Like I'm assuming.
Big foodie.
Okay.
I'm not the perhaps a salad, perhaps not.
Perhaps not.
I'm just saying. So do you think? So I'm just saying this. Do you think you have a future in media? You actually be really good.
You think so?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Because you're funny. Okay. Last question. Is In-N-Out Burger the same thing as McDonald's?
Hell no.
Okay.
you said In-N-Out better than McDonald's?
Is it the same thing as McDonald's? I'm not saying better.
No.
I was just asking, man. It look like a California McDonald's.
You going to the BET Awards this year?
I might.
Okay. Now they're celebrating Usher. They're giving him the Lifetime Achievement.
That is so dope.
Yeah.
Who you think should do his tribute?
That's a really good question. When they were listing out like the women who should do it, I thought that Tiana Taylor would be good because she be dancing her ass off.
Yeah.
They mentioned Victoria Monet. I think Coco Jones too.
Okay.
And I just really loved how they were able to incorporate women into that. So I'm excited to see the men and the woman that they pick because he has a catalog for days.
But what's the men that they said?
I wasn't really paying attention to that.
I don't know. I ain't saying nothing.
I don't know.
So what's your favorite Usher song?
That's a good question.
Mine is Can You Handle?
Mine would be.
Why you make that face?
Mine would be After Tonight. True player for real.
Well, coming off the top of my head, I like Seduction. I love the beat. Does it get my attention?
Y'all tripping. His best song is Superstar.
Superstar.
Oh, yeah, Superstar's
that's
a good
good.
one, too.
Yeah, that's the commercial. That's like the club record.
Okay, so wait. I know we about to go soon, but does Saweetie have like stalkers?
When you break it down as coming to all my shows, I don't call them stalkers.
Those are fans,
Those are
right?
like super
I'm
fans.
talking about the one. I'm not. I got those.
The scary ones.
I'm talking about the ones that are kind of scary. Like, yo.
I don't really have scary fans.
Okay, cool.
So you've never had a crazy fan experience?
I mean, the craziest thing I would say is people coming up to me when I'm eating. I don't like that. Like, let me finish my food.
What do they say when people come up to you when you?
I don't mean to interrupt.
Can you take this picture? You be like,
Now you tired of people telling you to just model? What you think about when people tell you that?
Oh no, I'm like, why would I leave all this money on the table?
Hello.
Per.
I like that.
So is a tour coming soon or?
In a perfect world, I want to open up for someone, and then after that, I want to go on my own tour.
Who would you dream to open up for?
I'm not sure, but I want to do somebody fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that in alignment, like in the next couple years, year?
No, probably at the end of this year, beginning of next year. I have a lot of singles lined up. I feel like this is the first time in my career where I'm prepped. It's not just, put this song out, it's hot, then we have to go back to the studio. Like, no, I have a lot of songs that's lined up. Mm-hmm.
Okay, man. Well, we so proud of you, sweetie. We thank you for kicking it with us.
Yeah, I got one more question, sweetie.
What's up?
Is there any female that you haven't worked with yet that you want to work with?
In hip hop or just period?
Just period.
Karol G.
Okay.
She's like my girl crush. She's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And she's like such a delight in person. Mm-hmm. I like her vibe. I like her music. I like her style.
Oh, man.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like that's going to happen.
Hey, girl.
All right, man. Sweetie, before we get out of here, we do have a pep talk.
Hey, what's up? It's the icy girl, Saweetie. I'm chilling with my friends at BallerAlert. And no matter what people say, if you're doing what you love, never leave money on the table. I know that's right.